So, welcome everyone to the Girl Scouts of Greater Chicago and Northwest Indiana, digital cookie training for parents and leaders. Before I introduce you to our presenter for today, I just want to provide you with some quick updates about this year's cookie program. So, let's go over a few of the high level cookie dates for our council's cookie program. So be on the lookout for a welcome email to Digital Cookie, both parents and volunteers. You will receive this on December 10th. Then, 5 days later, our cookie program will officially begin. Now, cookie delivery for the initial order phase of our cookie program will take place January 27th through January 29th, but also February 1st through February 5th. Now, this is the initial order cookie pickup, like order cards, digital cookie girl delivered, okay? And so for parents, please know that your troop leaders will notify you as to the exact day that you and your Girl Scout can pick up your daughter's initial cookie order. The one day I want to highlight right now is the digital cookie shipped option. Now that will not be available until February 27th. So what I want to point out here is that production issues continue to challenge our Girl Scout cookie program. But this year, however, we've been collaborating with our baker and councils across the country to lift up a more proactive national plan to manage inventory throughout the season. Now, with that being said, all Little Brownie councils will prioritize in-person and online girl delivered orders as well as gift of caring. Now, nationally, we will delay the opening of our online ship to customer option. That is until February 27th. Now, girls will need to alert their customers when that option opens, and they'll do that through the digital cookie platform, like in mid April or so, but basically once that option is available. Now, please know that every phase of the cookie program is important to our overall success. But with patience and optimism, we can work together to ensure that girls reach their goals and have access to exceptional troop and council experiences that are funded by the Girl Scout Cookie Program. Now, please know that we are evaluating our entire cookie program to look at ways to support girls, troops, and the service unit throughout the entire program due to the shipping option not being available until February 27th. The last day of our cookie program will be March 13th. But let's move forward and talk about all the exciting things as it relates to digital cookie. So right now, I am so happy to introduce to you from GSUSA, Heather Law, who will take us through digital cookie for parents and leaders. Heather?
Hi, everyone. I hope it's exciting. Now I've got a lot to live up to, Angela. Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. I really, as anyone who's heard me before knows that it's near and dear to my heart to get to talk to you guys because I am a Northern Illinois native. I grew up on the other side, closer to Rockford, but I just love getting to think about home in Illinois and Northwest Indiana. So it always brings me great joy to get to talk with you, even if it's kind of one-sided tonight. So, and I do want to tell you that the team at GSCNWI, I think I'm going to misletter, is phenomenal. If you put something in the chat, they get to it so well. I looked back over it later. I was like, I couldn't have done anything more if I wanted to. So really, they are so there to make sure that you understand things, that you feel comfortable, that all your questions are answered, and you're ready to absolutely go right ahead and have a great year with cookies this year. So we're going to talk about the digital portion of it. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quickly here. And I'm going to bring it up and hit the little share button and make it bigger. hopefully. Takes a little while. All right. So we're going to talk tonight about how to set up your digital cookie site, talk a little bit about a few other things the site does, talk about what the customers see, and then the mobile app. After that, that's the parent portion. After that, we'll see how we're doing in time. If there's some big questions that everyone asked, we might have a couple minutes to answer those, and then we'll switch over to the troop leader view. So at that point, if you're a parent and not a troop leader, say an extra special thank you to them for being a troop leader or a troop cookie volunteer, but you can hop off. All right, so we're going to jump in here with how digital cookie works. So as Angela said, it's soon on December 10th. Whether you're a volunteer or a parent, and that's a troop cookie manager or a troop leader or assistant leader or assistant cookie manager, you will get a registration email. And if you're a parent, you will also get a registration email, or not also, you'll get one, not both, on December 10th. It does come in at like right around probably 4 a.m. Central Time. I truly, truly, truly hope you are not awake and looking for that email that early. If you do wake up and you remember, oh, today's an exciting day, it's digital cookie start day, and you don't find it in your regular inbox, we suggest searching your junk mail, your spam, and if you have Gmail promotions. So there's nothing we can do to make it come to your regular inbox. It goes to those. Even me, who thinks about Girl Scout cookies 365 days out of the year, I think, feels like, it goes to my promotions when I get my registration email as a parent. So check over there. The other thing you can do is just go to your email and you can just search for digital cookie, register, or Girl Scout cookies. But it seems like digital cookie usually is pretty successful for people for finding it wherever it's got to, especially if it's a couple days after the 10th and you know how inboxes, everything or just comes bam, 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 especially this time of year, it should help you find it. So once you find it and open this adorable email, you'll see there's a button here that says register now. So you'll click on the pink register now button and you'll be taken to a screen in digital cookie to create your password. So you'll set a password and then you'll be taken to a login where you'll use the email address that you got that email at. You'll use that new password you set and you'll get in the digital cookie. The first thing you'll do is you will see a safety video. So this is designed for Girl Scouts. We hope that this is something that the parent and the girls should do together. This isn't, what parent can sell the most cookies online. This is an experience for girls learning, e-commerce and marketing skills, all kinds of the great digital cookie skills. So you should have her with you or multiple girls if you have multiple Girl Scouts, and you can watch the safety video together. It's only about 3 minutes long. It's pretty cute. After that, there will be terms and conditions that you as the adult sign, and the girls will have a similar safety pledge. So if they're a little bit younger, you can kind of paraphrase for them. And a lot of it is covered in the safety video. It's just some general things like, not using trademarked photos and just being safe online, never contacting, anyone without, or if somebody tries to contact you, they can't in digital cookie, but just kind of those good safety reminder rules. So review that with your Girl Scout. Then if you are a leader and a parent, you'll have multiple roles you could select from. If you're a parent, you'll be taken right to the digital cookie site. If you're also a volunteer, you will have your roles here. So you can choose between parent, if you want to go to your girls site, or your troop leader view. And if you've got multiple troops, they'll be listed there. Or if you're also a service unit manager, thank you, you'll see that role here as well. Once you're in as a parent, you'll see your Girl Scouts listed here, and you'll activate them. So in the front, there's a little green button that says register. It means register for digital cookie, not register them as members. You'll have the opportunity to put in a preferred first name. So some of you have girls that have, official name that they're registered with, like maybe Eleanor. But when customers get that, they're not going to know who Eleanor is. So you might want to put in Nora or Ellie, depending how your Girl Scout is called. So you can put in a more preferred first name. Also, if you're the parent of a girl 13 or older, at this point, you'll have the opportunity to add an email address for that girl 13 or older. That will kick off this registration process for her, where she can come in and she can view the safety video and the girl pledge. And she'll be able to set up her own site, send out customer emails, manage her customer list, all kinds of things. So we'll talk a little about that as we hit those high points. So once you're in Digital Cookie, the first thing that you and the Girl Scout are going to do is set your sales goal. So we hope that there's been a discussion already of how many boxes is the girl looking, how many packages is the girl looking to sell this year? Maybe there's a reward level that she is excited about. Maybe her and her Girl Scout troop have discussed what they're going to do and have said, hey, we want to go to the zoo. And we think that's going to take about 1,000 packages from the whole troop to get us all to the zoo. So maybe your Girl Scout says, I want to sell 200 packages to help get to the zoo. Whatever her goal is, she can enter it here. And then it will help her know that, hey, your efforts are helping your troop reach their goals. So after she set that up, she'll write her cookie story. So the first box, the first prompt is asking the Girl Scout what the troop goal is. What's the troop going to do with the Girl Scout money that they earn from Girl Scout cookie money? Sorry. So this might be where she's talking about, our Girl Scout troop is going to go to the zoo with our cookie money. And then the second part of it is, what the Girl Scout has learned or will think she's excited about learning in Girl Scout cookies. So she'll put that here. These parts together will make up the cookie story that the customer sees when they go to the girl's site. So after that, they can choose a photo from the photo gallery. We've got some images like this that they can use, or they can upload their own photo. We know girls do love a good selfie. They could make their own video. I've seen over the years lots of really cute videos, lots now that are more like a little short, fun TikTok video, but girls can make their own video, or they could use the one in the system. So they load that and save that. And then they'll see approve and publish here. So at the bottom of this page, they'll see this green button. They click that and they'll be taken to a preview of their site. If it's a girl over 13 setting up her site, her button will say see your site and submit for approval. Either way, there's this preview of the site where they can take a look at the image, they can take a look at the story, they can say, yep, that's what I want, and they can publish it. Or they can say, oh, you know what, I misspelled a word, I'm going to click edit here. And again, if the girl's 13 plus, her green button won't say approve and publish, it will say submit for approval. At that point, the caregiver of the girl 13 plus will get an email saying, hey, Girl Scout, Girl Scout A has completed her digital cookie website setup. So can you go in and approve it, please? So the parent has to approve it, make sure she's not using any personally identifying information or any trademarked licensed photos or photos of girls that don't necessarily have permission to be on her site. So just kind of keeping that adult safety eye out there before the site is published and can go out into the world. So once her site is set up, she'll want to add or import customers. So she can do customers. If she's a Girl Scout who sold cookies in Digital Cookie before, that list of customers will roll over if she's added them to her customer list. So it's great for the younger Girl Scouts. By the time she's 3 or 4 or 5 years in, she's going to have quite a list of customers that she can market to. Isn't that fantastic? You also can work with her to add customers one by one, or there's a little button that says more, and you can find the file format in order to import via spreadsheet contacts. It's a great opportunity for you as a parent to say, all right, let's talk about networking. I've got contacts on here that are people I haven't talked to in a really long time. So maybe we're not going to send them an email. And here are some other people who I think are going to be really great to reach out to and send emails to. So when the time comes, that December 15th date, then the Girl Scout will be able to send a marketing email to her customers. So she's going to select which customers she wants to send the email to. She can choose between open for business, still time to order cookies, or thanks for your support. So, on the 15th or when she's getting set up, she's probably going to choose open for business and send it to her customers. The great thing is that she can check her progress. She can come back in, see what customers she sent what email to and when. She can see if they placed an order. If so, she could thank them for their order. If they didn't place an order, she might work with you as a parent to develop a plan for when she's going to send out reminder emails. Maybe it's every 2 weeks, or maybe it's more often than that, or maybe it's staggered. Maybe it depends on who the customer is. There are a lot of ways to do it. But this is the opportunity to help teach the girl about marketing and email marketing, that every email she sends out on that first day isn't going to get her a sale. But what she'll start to see is that as she sends reminders out, she'll start to see those sales from anyone who didn't purchase the first time come in. So on December 15th, there is another option. On her homepage, she has a link to her website. So she can work with you to copy that link, and she can email it directly. She can post it in social media. There's also new this year a button that says view QR code, and that will bring up a QR code that is, the QR code equivalent of her link. So she might be using a lot of different methods. She might send emails directly from the system to some customers. She might want to personalize an email out of working with you, or if she's searching over her own email, and send that link. She might also be taking that QR code and maybe using that on marketing materials. Maybe she's going to make a flyer for the neighborhood and say, hey, purchase cookies from me. So that's how she can get the word out to her customers. So then she's going to want to track her sales. So on Digital Cookie's dashboard, there are a couple of things. So there is a progress bar. This will allow her to see not only the online sales that she makes in Digital Cookie, but she has the opportunity to enter her offline sales. So perhaps she takes her order card out and she gets, 25 orders for cookies. She can enter that in here and she can keep updating it as it goes. She'll hopefully see that blue bar keep updating from her online sales that she's making. And before long, she'll see that she sold 36 packages of cookies on her way to 100. We have heard from girls that they love to see all their progress bars and charts as they make sales. They love to see it change. So they like to see that today, it showed this and now it goes up, or today, this is how my product mix looks. And as she makes more sales, she likes to see how, the pie chart changes, or her emails, how that changes. So to update her offline sales, she can do that in packages sold and just keep that updated however she wishes. So as she gets sales online for girl delivery or in-person delivery, you as the parent will get an email at like 2 in the morning. I think it comes out. I, again, hope you're not up to read that, letting you know if you have some orders that need approving. Now, what we found is that more often than not, parents are probably getting a message from the customer saying, hey, you know what, I bought cookies from your Girl Scout today. And the parent's going in and approving them within 4 hours even. But if there are orders that slip through the cracks, you'll get an email that you'll see in the morning, and you can click on that email, be taken to Digital Cookie. Or if you're in Digital Cookie already, you'll see right here, you have orders to approve for delivery. So when you come into the orders tab, you will see the customers have placed an order. Note that you have 5 days to approve that order from the time the customer places it. So again, most people are approving it within 4 hours. This shouldn't be a problem, but just letting you know that you do have 5 days. You'll see who the customer is, and sometimes they might be paid for by one person getting delivered to somebody else. If you click on the green paid by, you'll see the orders of the details of the orders. So in that, you can see how many packages of cookies they purchased, of what kind. You'll see obviously here where they live as well. So you can say, oh yeah, you know what, this is Grayson. I work with Grayson. Grayson comes into town once a month for work. And so no problem, I can approve this delivery for in-person delivery, because they're going to come in and I'll bring them their cookies when they come in for, the late February monthly staff meeting. I might look at this though, and I might say, oh, you know what? Jessica lives in Portland and I can't deliver to Portland, Oregon. I don't know, I'll reach out to Jessica and say, gosh, Jessica, I'm sorry, I can't deliver that order, but check back after February 27th and you could order cookies to support Regina and have them shipped to you. So once you've approved the order, it'll move down to a section that says orders to deliver. So this is really, the section's handy. I use this a lot, a couple different ways as a parent. So when my cookies came in, I could select all and I could export them. So I pulled up the spreadsheet and printed it out of all the orders that I had to get ready. I gave it to my Girl Scout and we worked together to pack those orders and say, okay, here's order number, here's order 1 that's going to go to Dad's work to, John, and order number 2 that's going to go to Dad's work to Sally. And I had the pile of Dad's work ones. As I was out then delivering those, I marked them as delivered. And then as I was driving around trying to figure out who else got cookies, I could bring this up, and we'll look at it in the app too. And I could see what cookies I still had to deliver to who and where did they live. So this was really handy to me as a parent of knowing which ones I had to deliver, which ones I didn't. And by checking them off as delivered, they move to the bottom of that page. It shows it's a completed order. And I'm like, okay, great. I only have like 2 left to deliver. Phew, good. I'm almost done delivering Girl Scout cookies for my online sales. So there are a couple other things you can do in Digital Cookie besides just sell cookies. There is a games, it's called Learning now, but it shows some games and videos for the girl that she can look at, and these do vary by age. Not gonna lie, it's a pretty outdated site. It's like 6 years old. So some of the games are not on here anymore because they don't work. But there's still cute stuff for girls, like the cookie song for the younger girls, where they can learn a fun and not annoying little song about each of the kinds of cookies. And it helps them remember, that the do-si-do is peanut butter. So fun stuff there. There's also the badges and pins page. So again, this varies by the girl's age level. It will show the cookie business badges appropriate for her age level. So this particular Daisy Girl Scout sees the Daisy cookie business badges. Most of the girls are likely earning this in their Girl Scout troop. So if so, that you can just work with her to come in and mark those steps as complete. It will show on her homepage colored in that she's completed it. There's also the Cookie Entrepreneur Family pin here, and it does show the requirements for that. This is a great pin. This is really designed for parents who are like, okay, I'm not managing, I'm not a troop cookie manager. I feel like I get the idea of ordering cookies, but what else? How am I going to help make sure that this is a great experience and she's not just, selling, but she's learning things. So these steps, again, vary by age level. It is absolutely meant, it's a family, entrepreneur family pin. It's meant to be worked on with the Girl Scout family. So the parent and the girl can work together, look at the requirements, talk them through, and then mark it as complete. Whether she's marking her badge or the pin is complete, it doesn't automatically get ordered for her. It's not a cookie reward. So she can let the leader know that she completed the steps to earn that reward. And, the leader might say, the leader might say, okay, you're going to need to purchase that on your own. There is a link here. You can see it here, right to the Girl Scout shop where you could purchase it and have it mailed to. But again, this stuff, I long have said that the program components of the cookie program are far more important than who sold the most cookies. So this, if it doesn't matter if she sells 3 or 300 packages of cookies, but learning the skills, and this is a big component of it to really help learn and cement those skills, is something that is so valuable. And it's, a great opportunity to spend some extra time with your Girl Scout. If you've got little Girl Scouts, you probably feel like, oh my gosh, I could use some time away from them. As they get older, you might be like, I could use some time with my Girl Scouts because they're growing up very quickly. So it is just a great opportunity. And it helps you understand the cookie program and all the learning that she's getting as well. So what does the customer see? So when the Girl Scout, if she chooses to send the email from the system, open for business, they're going to get an email just like this, actually. Very adorable, fun. I think it's pretty attention getting. So it's going to invite the customer to visit my Girl Scout digital cookie site. So they're going to click the green button to order cookies, and they'll be taken to the Girl Scout site. So at the top, they'll see the cookie story that the Girl Scout wrote and her photo or her video here. They'll see how her progress is doing, and they'll see the kind of cookies to purchase. So as you'll know, the Raspberry Rally is not available to February 27th. So prior to February 27th, they can't order that. And you'll see that these cookies are in-person delivery only. There also will be a message here where it right now says, buy cookies for yourself and donate a few. And that message will say, hey, right now, I can't remember the exact wording, but essentially you can purchase cookies for in-person delivery or donation now. Come back February 27th to purchase cookies for shipped orders. So we also put a message on that customer page that you'll see when you go in that reminds parents, hey, consider sending emails only to customers that you can deliver to. So hopefully, maybe the parents that aren't on this webinar and aren't getting the memo maybe they'll be like, oh yeah, that's right, we can't get shipped cookies till later. So just a few places to remind them that they don't necessarily want to have a customer purchase shipped cookies because they can't right now until February 27th. So when the customer places their order, they're going to go through checkout, pretty simple. Who are they? If they are purchasing cookies for in-person delivery, They will have a selection to make, whether they want to, if the parent doesn't approve the order in time or just doesn't approve it, because like I said, you live in Chicago as a parent and the Girl Scout who or the person who ordered them is in Portland and you can't deliver them. So if the parent doesn't approve the order, what will happen with that? And so the customer can either choose to cancel the order or they could choose to donate the order, but they do have to make a decision. Also, when you bring up the details of the order, it will show you what their choice is. So if they're choosing to donate the cookies, you could say, hey, great, thanks so much for donating these 8 boxes of cookies to us. That's really awesome. So then they enter their card information, and then there's a CAPTCHA here. Those are pretty common these days, right? And then they're going to see a little confirmation of their order. Now, both here and a little bit earlier on checkout, we just don't have it captured on the screen. It's going to let the customer know about when they're going to get their cookies. So if this customer is placing this order on December 15th, because they're very excited, you might have remembered, Angela said you get your cookies roughly the end of January, early February. So we have the date included when they choose in-person delivery, when they get the confirmation page here, and in some emails I'll talk about in a second. And it notes, hey, the Girl Scout will get her cookies on or about February, or no, I think we say expect your order within a few weeks of, February 7th. We kind of pad it because what if there's snow and ice on the 3rd and you can't get your cookies until the 5th and you got to get your cookies ready. So we've worked very, very diligently to make sure that the cookies aren't promised to them on a certain day, but that they're going to get their cookies and then they got to get your order ready. So it just helps them understand if they're ordering in December, they're not getting those cookies until February. So the customer will, for in-person delivery, will get an email that says, hey, thanks for ordering. My caregiver has to approve this order. If you approve the order, they'll get an email that says, hey, the order's approved. Again, expect those cookies, in mid-February. And if, this poor Jessica who lived in Portland can't get her cookies because you can't get them to her, and you decline the order, it'll say, gosh, I couldn't approve your order. Here's a link to my site. So you can purchase for other delivery methods, which until February 27th will just be donation. All right. So on February 27th, when shipped orders open, the fee is the same as last year. I feel like nothing right now is the same price as last year, but the team worked really hard, negotiated to keep the rates as low as they were last year to ship cookies. So it's 4 through 8 packages. They have to have a minimum of 4 for shipped orders. This is what they'll pay. If it's 9 through 12, it's $14.99. And at 13 plus, it starts over. So if you had 13, it'd be 12 plus 1. All the way up to 20, which is 12 plus 8, you'd pay $14.99 plus $12.99 for your shipping. If you have customers that live outside the continental United States, there's a $5 surcharge to get those there, which is pretty reasonable, especially if you are a military family or even ex-military family and have friends from all over the world who would love to have those Girl Scout cookies, that little taste of home. A little $5 surcharge gets it to them no matter where in the world they're at, if they're an APO, FPO, or DPO. Also, the Northern Mariana Islands is another place that we will ship to for $5. I know you're all rejoicing because you have so many customers in the Northern Mariana Islands. We do have Girl Scouts overseas who are very excited about that. So we don't otherwise ship internationally, and we can't accept international credit cards either. So there is a mobile app. Generally, most people use this at the time that they have cookies in their hand. However, your Girl Scout could potentially use it to take orders. Instead of, she didn't want to write down orders on order cards, she could take them all digitally and collect the payment and deliver those cookies in February when you get them. That's fine too. But most often you're probably going to use it one of two ways. Maybe your Girl Scout is out delivering cookies. She sold on the order card and the customer needs to use a credit card. This is a way to do it. So you can log in, you can choose Emily, you can, put the sale in of what you're delivering, and you're going to select give cookies to customer now. And then you will take a credit card payment for those cookies. You also might most likely would use this if your Girl Scout troop is at a cookie booth. You could log in, you could select the troop, and the girls can all work together to ring up each customer's sale. Maybe they're getting a trefoil and do-si-do and a smo and a tag along and a mint. They're going to ring it up, and they're going to say give cookies to customer now, because they are actually giving the cookies to the customer now. And it will, I can't remember from time to time if I have this or not. It will ask for credit card information. Now, the great thing is with give cookies to customer now, you can scan their credit card. So if it's a cold Chicago winter day, you can probably even keep your gloves on, scan that credit card, lay it down on that cookie booth table, take a scan of it. It's not a photo, it's just a scan. It's translating the numbers basically from, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever the credit card number is, and it translates it into numbers on there so you don't have to enter it. It does ask the customer's name, their email address, and a zip code. And that's for security purposes, A. B, it allows them to get a receipt for those cookies. And C, it allows us to troubleshoot. So if somebody calls up and says, hey, I got charged for 4 do-si-dos and I only got 2, or I didn't get any, or this order double charged me, whatever that is. If we don't have their email address, and especially if you didn't even put in their name, which I hope you are, it's really hard for us to help them troubleshoot. So that's why we ask for as few fields as possible, but we do still need some information. So the other thing the app does is allows you to view orders. So this is great. Again, if you're out and about delivering cookies, you can open up the app. You can see maybe you've got an order to approve, but more importantly, what orders do you have to deliver? So you can see, okay, these are the people I've got to deliver cookies to. You could even, I've had it happen where my Girl Scout packed the cookies in a box for, 4 different customers. And then by the time I get to the next house, they're all scrambled together and I don't remember who ordered what. So I can come in here, I can open it up and I can see the details of like, oh, I got to get Susan 4 packages of do-si-dos. So I'm going to be like, oh, they're right over here. I see her order. So again, I found this really helpful when I was delivering cookies to have this. And then I could just, there's a place on it for delivered. I can say, yep, I delivered it. So it comes off of my orders to deliver and just keeps that a little bit cleaner for me. So with that, I am going to ask Angela if there are questions before we move to the troop leader segment.
Yes, thanks, Heather, so much. So thanks everyone for all of your questions. We're getting answers to you as fast and as quickly and as efficiently as we can. I'm just looking for something that you would be able to help us with at this time. Right now, I don't think so,
Okay.
Heather. But we'll continue to take a look and let you know once we get to the end.
Yeah, you guys are so on top of it that, it makes it possible for all 327 participants to feel like they have a personal touch from you guys. So it's pretty awesome.
No problem.
All right, I'm going to switch real quick to the other PowerPoint that's going to be for troop volunteers. So if you are not a troop volunteer, again, you are welcome to hop off. You're welcome to stay on and find out what the troop volunteer is learning. Maybe you're like, oh, maybe I could help with cookies next year. We really hope you can. Your troop leader works very hard for you, and we hope that she's getting help in cookies. So let me bring up the screen share. All right, I'm going to hit play. Okay. So as a troop volunteer, as we mentioned earlier in the parent one, when you log in, you'll see you can either choose between parent or you can choose between some of your volunteer roles. So we're going to assume you're logging in as a troop volunteer. So you will get to a dashboard that looks like this. We'll walk around the parts of this and we'll come back and talk about some of them in a little more detail. So the first is the troop virtual booth, which we will talk about in just the next slide. You also can see your troop's progress, how the troop is doing towards their sales, and how your virtual booth is doing on their sales as well. You can see at a glance if you have any orders for your troop's virtual booth that you need to approve or deliver, or any they're going to do for pickup. You also can see if you have Girl Scouts that have delivery orders that need approval. And we'll talk about how you can get a little more detailed look on that in a little bit. And you can help monitor them and make sure those orders are getting approved. So the upper corner here, you'll see this setup right here, new troop cookie site. And when you click, I believe it's edit, you'll be able to enter a zip code and a troop site lead. So let me talk about this a little bit. So this is your virtual booth. So just like the name implies, you know what a physical booth is, right? You're setting up outside Jewel, for 2 hours and selling cookies. That those sales benefit the whole troop. you can set up a link to a site for your whole troop where you can choose, maybe we're going to have a Facebook Live, troop 12359 cookie sale. You can share your link for that. I've also seen it used like at schools where you don't want to list every single girl's link, but you could, say, hey, here's a link to support our Girl Scout troop. So the other way it's used, sorry, is on February 27th, if you set up your troop cookie site, your troop's cookie link for shipping only, so just for shipped orders, it won't have the option for girl delivery on there. It will be sent to our cookie finder. So we at GSUSA have a national Girl Scout cookie finder. And what happens is customers can come in and they say, I don't know, a Girl Scout, I want to buy some cookies. They can enter their zip code. At the top of the page, they'll see if they have any cookie booths near them coming up that they want to go to. And below that, they'll see a link to a Girl Scout troop where they can purchase cookies to have them shipped directly to themselves. So by entering your zip code here, or the zip code of most of the members of your troop, if a customer comes in from 60108 and says, I'm looking for Girl Scout cookies, and your troop is in 60108, they could be connected with your troop. So it's great because it allows that connection for that customer to be purchasing cookies, even though they don't know you, and you shouldn't necessarily reach out to them. It still feels good of like, oh, I purchased cookies to support a local troop, or maybe it's the next zip code over. Just so you know, if there are multiple troops in the same zip code, because that certainly happens, we actually have a randomizer on the site. So when a customer comes and sees the troop links, if there's multiple troops in that zip code, it will randomize which one appears. Also, it will kind of put a radius out. So maybe the customer says, I'm in 60108 and there's no troops there. It's going to find the next nearest zip code, like 60109, and it'll bring up the troop there. So it'll help find a troop nearest to them. It doesn't just say, oh, sorry, no one in your zip code selling cookies. So again, you'll enter a zip code that represents most of your girls in your troop's zip code, or maybe the school if you have a lot of varied zip codes. Then you'll select the troop site lead. The troop site lead, it will be populated with the volunteers, the cookie volunteers, and the leaders for the troop. And so someone has to select one of those people to be responsible for the troop site. So when that happens, I'm just going to go back a screen. At the top, you will be able to select a role and you'll be able to switch your view to parents. And if you're a parent already, as most of you are, you'll see, Girl Scout, Susie A here. And below that, you'll have a brand new Girl Scout named Troop 12359. So you'll switch over to Troop 12359. You will work with the Girl Scout troop to set up their very own cookie site for the whole troop. So not a girl one, but a troop one. And again, that is then sent to the cookie finder for shipped orders. And your troop can use it a number of different ways, however you choose to use it. I've definitely got troops who said, you know what, my girls aren't setting up individual cookie sites. Computers just aren't really the thing of the parents. I've had some where, there's a language barrier. So I've had the troop leader set up one for the whole troop and she can get them that link. She can get them that QR code and they can share that link with their friends to easily purchase cookies and still support the troop. So the bottom half of the troop dashboard is all these great metrics, right? So just like the girl sees these, you'll see these for the girls in your troop. One thing that you have that girls don't is how many girls do you have in digital cookie? How many of them have a parent imported? If this is not the same number, it might be that the council doesn't have a valid email address or some other piece of information missing for that parent. How many girls and their parents have gone and actually set up a digital cookie site? How many have sent a marketing email and how many girls have a sale? So this is great for you to kind of keep an eye on it every once in a while and say, okay, are girls active? Are they setting up digital cookie sites? Do I have no one setting one up? Is there a barrier? Do I need to help them understand it better? Do I need to say, hey, everyone bring your computers after the meeting, we'll set it up? What does that look like? So below that, you will have a couple of reports. So one, the all order data, you can pull a report of all of the orders for every single girl in your troop. So you can imagine that could get long, but it's all there in case you need troubleshoot or anything. Council's not using this, but then the cookie badges that we've talked about, and that allows you to, as the leader, to see which badges and family pins the Girl Scout has earned. So you might say, hey, families, we really want you to work with your Girl Scouts and earn the family entrepreneur family pin. Go do that, and we'll buy you the pins at the end of the season. And so you can keep an eye on who has marked those as earned. So just a quick glance, all those reports are just, very beautiful, elaborate Excel reports. One of the other tabs you have is My Troop. And so when you click on that, you'll see all the names of the girls in your troop. You'll see how they're doing on their sales. You'll see if they've set up their site or not. This is where you can see if they've orders to approve. So you can keep an eye on this. And you might say, oh gosh, you know what? Like, you have a lot of orders to approve. What's going on? Were you just really busy today? Or are they sitting there? You also can see some of the details, like this says they've sold 773. So how is that? Okay, they've sold a lot online. They've sold a few on an order card or other ways. And here's how they've sold. Their parent information is in here. And they've emailed 9 customers so far. So it allows you to see a little bit of detail for each of them. So this, pay attention to, this is not an active screen for you guys. I do apologize, but this, you'll see some of the details of an order. So as parents or as a troop cookie manager, just letting you know, you'll see a lot of details about an order here. So refund is not something that's open for you, and I do apologize. Just the same way the parent has My Troop orders, the parent has orders to approve. If you have put your virtual booth link out there and you've said, hey, we're having a virtual booth on Facebook, you will have orders to approve as well. So you'll come in and you'll, just like a parent, you can see the orders, you can click on the details to see who ordered what and whether or not you can deliver those. And we'll talk about pickup in just a second. So booth pickup, the digital cookie system will list all of the cookie booths you signed up for in eBuddy at the point you've signed up for them, which is probably not day one. So don't, this is probably going to be blank on day one because I don't think you'll sign up for cookie booths by then. But at the point you've signed up for cookie booths, you'll see the ones that your troop has signed up for. This functionality allows you to take your troop link, share it with customers, and have them pre-purchase cookies for picking up at your cookie booth, right? Just like you guys do for, dinner. You're going to place an order for dinner and you're going to go pick it up you order it ahead of time and go pick it up. So customers can do that for cookies at your cookie booths as well. So if you have a cookie booth you're going to be at, you can click add pickup option. You will designate when the customers see that as an option. So most people will say, oh, I want it to start today. I want to end that customer being able to see it the day before we're going to sell, because I don't want somebody to place an order, an hour before our cookie booth and I don't have the cookies for them. Just like a delivery order, you can approve or decline the orders. If you're out of cookies and you're like, oh, I'm not gonna have enough cookies for that, you might decline it. Otherwise, you approve it and you wait for them to come, and it sends them a reminder the day of your cookie booth and all that. And they come and they pick up their cookies that they have pre-ordered, prepaid for. They're in a nice little stack in a bag waiting for them. So it just makes it a little bit quicker and easier, and they're guaranteed they're going to get those cookies instead of going to a cookie booth and saying, oh, you're out of Samoas. I mean, how often does that happen? So customers to your Troop link could pre-purchase and pick up cookies. Just so you know, in eBuddy, which if you haven't learned yet, you will learn, the orders do appear for each girl. So if she gets a shipped order, it's going to show up on her girl orders tab. It's going to show how many packages she got, and she's going to show those as paid because the customer paid online. Donation, same thing. It's going to show that it's a gift of caring donation and then it's paid. So with a girl delivery order, after your initial order has been placed, the order will show up, but it's going to show up as no inventory and a payment only. So this is assuming that this is now, we'll say February 15th, and a customer is like, oh, I want to buy cookies. And she comes and she orders in-person delivery cookies. When you place your initial order, maybe you ordered a few extras, right? You're like, oh, people are going to want extras. I'm going to take the wagon out on a sunny day. I'm going to help my Girl Scout reach that 250 package goal. So when this customer said, I want to purchase cookies for in-person delivery, you said, yes. And you went to your living room, you and your Girl Scout, and you pulled out the 2 boxes of mints and 3 Samoas, and you took them down the street to your neighbor, and because she'd seen your QR code maybe, and you delivered them to them, marking them delivered. So that is taking cookies out of your existing inventory. You didn't get any new cookies for it. So that's why it's not assigning any inventory in eBuddy. But it is saying, hey, guess what? That customer paid online for those cookies. And so this Girl Scout basically, deposited $20. So she owes $20 less for those cookies that she had. I tell people, don't get too panicked about understanding that. Your eBuddy sales report takes care of all that math. So it'll show you all the payments from all the girls that are credited to the troop. And it's going to show you the details on, okay, you had 57 digital cookie orders totaling this much. So you've paid, $2,252 already, because that money comes into the council and is credited to you guys. So it's, instead of ACHing all the money, they're going to say, all right, well, this troop has already paid $2,252. So when I do the ACH sweep for funds, I'm going to adjust it accordingly. So this, again, the sales report in eBuddy is the greatest way to kind of keep tabs on all of that information. This I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on. This is really, if you do have a parent who says, gosh, I didn't get the registration email, I can't get into Digital Cookie, I really want to get in. Just like I told you, tell them to check their junk spam or promotions and search for it. If not, they can go to digitalcookie.girlscouts.org and they can click on that need help to log in. There'll be some steps that walk them through kind of troubleshooting. And if, making sure they're actually registered as a user in the council, seeing what information's on file, making changes if they need to. But really that help section of that landing page is probably the best thing to direct them to if they didn't get the email, and if they can't find the email anywhere. And one of the things they can do is resend it anyway. So, all right. And that ends our troop portion of the training today. So questions, Angela, that would be good for everyone to hear the answers to.
Yeah, no, not a problem. And my fellow panelists, if there's anything specific, I know that we're answering lots of great questions, but just want to make sure if there's anything specific for Heather, then let's make sure that we capture that while she's with us. So let me just make sure. Just checking here, Heather. Thank you so much. I believe. Oh, Heather, can you clarify the Troop site link? Like for people who are looking for cookies on the cookie finder, will that be up since direct shipping won't take place until February 27th? I guess, can you clarify a little bit the link and the cookie finder?
Sure. So if you create that troop virtual booth, your regular virtual booth link would be available as soon as you create it, because you might want to share it with customers for in-person delivery orders. The cookie finder will be up for booths, and that's up now. If you went now, there are a couple councils that have their booths preloaded to start in January because they have really early sale, and so you could actually find a cookie booth in, where did I see it? Like North Carolina. So you could find, so the cookie finder for booths is up now. The portion that connects the customer to that virtual booth for shipping only won't be up until that February 27th date, because the customer can't purchase shipped cookies until then. So the link is available anytime you set it up. It just, not the ship only link, that won't be there. The cookie finder is up for booth finding for customers, and the Troops virtual booth ship link will appear February 27th for customers to find.
Not a problem. Thank you so much, Heather. And again, just to clarify, everyone's cookie program starts at a different time. So as a reminder, ours does not start until December 15th. And then one of the other questions I just want to make sure, and Heather, perhaps you can help with this, is that someone has asked, like, can you close Girl Delivered and allow only the direct ship option to be fulfilled since it won't be open until after initial orders.
So that's something we'll work on with your council, to see if there's a way to allow you to turn off delivery and just keep the site open for shipping. So that's something that the council is going to have to kind of weigh the options on that. So yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yes, thank you so much. All right, team, is there anything else that's specific for Heather? Again, thanks everyone. We're just trying to get through your questions as quickly as possible. One of the things I just want to reiterate as well is that the recording for today's presentation, as well as a copy of the deck, we just want to make sure that we get all the questions answered, et cetera, that give us a couple of days. That will be available on our council website by December 6th. So if we're able to get it out to you sooner, please know that that we most definitely will. And also there are some questions that aren't related to digital cookie right now, so we'll just make sure that that we can work through those as well. So okay, so I'm just going to move over and share my screen a little bit. Heather, do you mind hanging out with us for the next 8 minutes if you're available?
I would love nothing more than to hang out with my Chicago peeps
All
and
right,
my
great.
Indiana peeps.
All right, great. Thank you so much. Okay, so now I'm going to share my screen again, everyone, just so that we can kind of wrap up a little bit. Again, we want to be respectful of everyone's time, but please know that that your questions are important to us. So again, we'll make sure that we get answers to you. We'll provide some form of FAQ a few days, after today's presentation as well. So just to reiterate, everyone, right now is that again is like our cookie dates. Look for that email that will come December 10th. Our program begins the 15th with cookie delivery taking place at the end of January and early February. Again, that will include the initial orders, that is order card orders, digital cookie girl delivered orders as well. Also, as we wrap up today, I just want to remind everyone, first of all, I want to thank you for your patience. Once again, the production issues, will continue to challenge or have, I should say, have continued to challenge our cookie program. However, once again, online girl delivered, gift of caring, and girls selling directly using their order cards will not be affected and will continue as planned on December 15th. But once again, what will be delayed is the online ships, and people will not be able to place those shipped orders until February 27th. Now, again, we realize that this means like a little extra of a digital reach out in February. So we are working on rewards and incentives and just things like that to help our girls with any challenges. But the most important thing is that I want everyone just to know that we are evaluating the entire program, and we're looking at ways to support our girls, the troops, and the service units throughout the entire program due to the shipping option not starting until February 27th. So stay tuned. As we get more information, we'll be sure to share that with everyone as well. And I know some folks have asked about resources. Please look to our council website, GS Cookies Now. There are actually some digital cookie resources for both uh, cookie sellers and cookie volunteers. We have tip sheets, we have videos that will take you through the different pieces of digital cookie for our girls. As well, we also have some pretty awesome other resources on our website also. And if you think of questions after today, please feel free to reach out to us. We will respond to you as quickly as we can. You can reach us by email, which is productprogram@girlscoutsgcnwi.org, or you can give us a call at 855 I Love GS, extension 6722. That's 855-456-8347, extension 6722. So whether you're a seasoned leader, a seasoned parent, or a newbie, please know that we're here to help. We'll take our time, walk you through the different processes. No question is silly. That's what we're here for, is to help you and your Girl Scouts have a fun and successful Girl Scout year, and especially as it relates to the cookie program or any of our product programs. So team, before I kind of give everyone back their time, but we continue to go through to answer questions, is there anything that needs Heather's attention right now? Okay, all right, and I'm just going through really quickly. Yes, was there a question? Just wanted to make sure, Sherry.
No, I think we're still trying to work on it. Do we have any idea? I know we only have a couple weeks to do the direct ship. Are we still hoping that it'll only be a few days for Evans to get that done, or because everybody's starting at the same time, should we anticipate it to take a bit longer?
So the language that we have used is that cookies will begin shipping February 27th. So yes, if everybody from all, 70 councils, all their customers hop on February 27th, despite, they know the situation, they'll staff up as much as they can. But,
Right.
we do say in the site 2 to 15 business days. And, even if there were a whole bunch of customers coming on, I know we'd still be able to meet that 2 to 15 business days. We're pretty sure. So.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much. And again, everyone, thank you so much for your time, your questions, and all that you do for Girl Scouts. As I said before, we'll continue to look at all the questions that you've posted and anything that we didn't answer. We'll take a look to address your questions and get a response back out to you, and just share those answers with everyone who participated in Digital Cookie. So thanks again, everyone, for your time. Thanks for spending an hour with us today. And thanks for all you do for Girl Scouts. So with that, have a good night.